Good morning. This is your distance learning lesson for September 14th and 15th. We are going to talk about rational versus irrational numbers. This is the competency that we're going to be working on. This is one of your 8th grade competencies. Learners will deepen their understanding of concepts at numerical operations using real numbers. I think I missed something there. I'll have to redo that. But what we're going to be paying attention today is this one right here, conceptual understanding. You need to be able to classify real numbers and determine rational approximations. We're more worried right now about this first part. So this part right here you can ignore. We're going to worry about classifying real numbers. So this is the box that I am going to be putting in a PDF that's going to go with your assignment for today. We're going to be talking about all of these. We're going to talk about rational numbers, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, and irrational numbers. I'm going to give you a definition of each, and then with those definitions, you should be able to put any number into one of these boxes and say why it belongs there. So we're going to start with rational numbers. Rational numbers are real numbers that can be written as a ratio of two integers. It basically looks like a fraction. That is a rational number. This is a rational number because 4 divided by 2 equals 2. Anything that can be written as a rational, or as basically a fraction, is a rational number. In decimal form, they are either terminating or repeating. So 1/3 in decimal form is 3/10 repeating. 2/3 in decimal form is 6/10 repeating. As long as it's repeating, it is rational. 1/2 is 5/10. That stops. That's terminating. That is a rational number. Any whole number, 7, can be written as a fraction 7/1. That is a rational number. Same thing with negative. -8 is the same as -8/1, rational numbers. The next smallest box is integers. Integers is any real number that has a value of 0 for its decimal places. It can be written, it can be either a positive or a negative negative number. They're a whole number and they're opposites. So 1/2 would not work because it's anything after the decimal has to be 0. So any positive or negative whole number. So -1, -10, +100, +21, 0. All of these are whole or are integers, no decimals. Then we get to whole number. Whole numbers are real numbers that include 0 and all positive numbers. So no negatives. Here's where we get into no negatives. So 0, 1, 7, 100, 1,347, all of these are whole numbers. Then we get down to the smallest one. Natural numbers. When you learned to count, you started with 1. You did not start with 0. So these are all positive numbers, but not 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep on going up. These are natural numbers. They're called natural because that's how you naturally learn to count. Very few of you started counting with 0. Then we get to the other side of the box, irrational numbers. Irrational numbers are real numbers that cannot be written as a ratio of two integers. It cannot be written as a fraction. In decimal form, They are non-terminating, means they're never going to stop. And they're also non-repeating, meaning that even though it keeps on going, it does not repeat. Pi is the most common irrational number, 3.14, and it just keeps going. It does not end. It does not repeat. The square root of 2 is an irrational number. If you do the square root of any number that cannot come to a whole number, that is an irrational number. 0.1234543212234. There's a pattern to it, but it does not repeat, so it keeps on going. These are irrational numbers. So if I gave you a list of numbers, you would have to be able to tell me where you would put them. If I wanted real numbers to begin with, pretty much all of these are real numbers because these would repeat. 717171, these would repeat. This one would not. It keeps on going and does not repeat. This one does. The 4 keeps repeating. So everything on here other than this one is a real number. Then you get down to integers. Integers would be everything that does not have a decimal. Whoops, this one is not real. That was pi. This comes out to a whole number. This one does. This one, these do not. This one isn't. Then we get to integers. Then we go to whole numbers, which is now no negatives. So I have to take out all the negatives. I think I got them all. Then I take out the 0, and then I leave 23 is the only natural number. So what your homework is I'm going to give you the PDF of the boxes that we saw in the first slide. And I'm going to give you a PDF of numbers. And you have to put those numbers in the correct boxes and submit that PDF. So put the numbers in the correct boxes and submit that PDF. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, remember I'm available from 10:15 to 11 today. Have a great day.